All right. New week, new course. I'm Coach Michael Burt. I hope you're doing great. I want to thank you for being in our coaching program, Monster Producer. Obviously, every week we create a new course, and I do not take these courses lightly. I spend a lot of time reading, thinking, dissecting, codifying, breaking down. I actually create a whole course. I then video this course and put it in the private Facebook group. It then goes to our online academy. And if you have any confusion about the online academy, I want to make sure that you email kelly@coachburt.com to make sure you can get in and get access to the online academy. So every week, 52 weeks a year, I create a course. The course is tied to growth, expansion, internal decisions that you need to make, and external decisions that you need to help your clients make. It is all tied back to 6 core pillars: activation of prey drive, explanation of value, generation of leads, follow-up and conversion, extraction of referrals and building deep networks, and becoming known in the world, becoming people of interest. Okay, so we're in a series right now in the month of September called The Big Idea. And how do you get the courage you need to take action on things to move your life and your business down the road? And what it occurred to me is that a lot of people sit on a lot of ideas. Okay, I just made a decision right before this to move forward with an idea that I've been thinking about for 30, 60, 90 days, right? And it's like I just think about it and I marinate on it and I draw it up in my notebook. But what I need to do is really what I'm going to teach you how to do tonight is I need to make a decision. And this course is based really around 2 key words. One, the word decide, which means to kill something off. We're killing something off. We're making a decision, which means to cut something away. So I constantly want you, as you're going through this course, to think about key decisions that you need to make to multiply the business, okay? And maybe even 10 times the business, okay? As kids, we had an imagination. We could time travel. We could go into the future. Well, you may make a decision of, hey, I would like to 10x my business, 5x the business. Now, what do I need to do? What is the problem, maybe internally, that I have? What is the problem externally that I'm solving? So in this course, we're going to focus on kind of the art and science of making a decision. And always a devotion of money. Because when you commit, you psychologically make a decision to move forward. And that's called psychological demand, right? You make a decision to move forward, and the word decide means kill something off, and you psychologically move forward. Now, the reason this is really important, and I'm going to check the connection here to make sure we're rolling good. The reason this is important is because so many people out there struggle to make decisions. So I'm actually going to show you why people struggle to make a decision. And then I'm going to show you, teach you how to, so you could get focused on making some key decisions this week in your business and in your life. And then I'm going to show you externally how to help other people make a decision. So we're really focused on 2 big words: decisions and commitments. Okay. And we believe, many people believe, that before they can make a decision, they need to get some courage. Okay. And the only reason you would need courage is because you have fear. Fear that something's not going to work out, fear you're going to lose money, fear you're going to waste time, fear of embarrassment. The only reason you need courage is because there is a presence of fear. Having courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It just means the psychological flexibility to move forward even in the face of that fear. Okay. So why won't people move forward with you in your business? I know we're coaching some new Rockbox owners, and that own Rockbox franchise. It's real simple. From courage, it comes from a commitment. And so we're going to break down the 4 C's tonight to help another person make a decision. But the big thing I want you to do is I want you to make some decisions in your life. Now, the name of the course is called The Decision Backed by the Commitment. Okay. Here is the premise of this course. Making a decision can be one of the hardest things you think you will ever do. The truth is, nothing happens in life until you make a decision, which means to cut something away. The word decide, some people make fun of my Southern accent, means to kill something off. The second truth is that you can actually make a decision and nothing happen. It is true that you can make a decision and still a decision also needs a second component, which is a commitment. In this course, we break down why it's so hard to make a decision and how you can help others make a decision. Now, we're going to call this the internal decision, decisions you need to make to grow the life in your business. And expert at helping another person kill off their fears and make a commitment to a new path, a new course. Okay. I want you to really understand this, because you say, well, a skilled salesperson is good at closing or conversion. What they're really good at is helping another person kill off the fear, doubt, insecurity, and make a decision to move forward so that they can have a better life, so that they can experience the benefits of the product or service, so that they can take the bridge from where they are to where they want to go. Now, a decision requires courage, but courage many times is not present. It's of a bad decision. Okay. This bad decision or reliving the past cripples your ability to make decisions because your mind goes to your mind actually goes to the past. You see, your mind doesn't go to the future. As a salesperson and as a business owner, you need to keep your mind focused on the future. You need to keep their mind focused on the future. Okay, did everybody hear that? Most people's minds go to the past. They don't go to the future. The future is infinite. It holds unlimited possibility. The past is finite. It's fixed. All the decisions you've made, all the things that haven't worked out, all the negative experiences. See, the reason you struggle to have courage to make a decision is because you're reliving the past of a bad decision. And it's easier to not make a decision to protect yourself from the rejection that you feel from the bad decision you made. Instead of focusing on the past and living in the past, you need to train your brain to focus on the future. That future possibility. The flexibility to make a decision, even when you know it's not going to work out. Would you say, I was watching interviews about Elon Musk And at one time, Tesla was almost going under. SpaceX was going under, and Musk had the flexibility to keep going. See, big time people have a remarkable boldness. That remarkable boldness allows them to make big bets on themselves without hesitation. It's not that they don't experience fear. They just have the courage to move forward. And we admire that courage. That's why they're people of interest. That's why people write autobiographies about it. That's why they're so cool, right? Now, think of a time when you were afraid to make a decision, but you did, and you committed. You committed first, and it worked out in your favor and became one of the best decisions of your life. Think of a time in your life where instead of living in the past, you were afraid, you lacked courage, you made a decision, you backed the decision up with commitment, time, money, energy, resource, you were hesitant, and it turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to you. Of a bad decision. You got to get them focused on the future. Imagine when you're 10x in your income. Imagine when you're in the best shape of your life coming to our gym. Imagine the confidence that's going to come with this. Imagine making more income. Imagine building that dream house. Imagine keep them in the future. So point number 3 is focus on the future, not the past, and get your prospect to focus on the future and not the past. See, now you know a secret, guys. The value of being in a coaching program. Now you know why people don't move forward with you. Now bozo. Notice I said you're living in the past. Depression is living in the past. It's reliving something happened in the past. I could say that because at one time in my life I was clinically depressed. So here is the formula we're going to focus on. And I want you to use this formula with yourself and with your prospects this week. Number 1, when they say, I'm just scared to make this decision, I want you to say, you know what? I get it, man. The reason we struggle to make decisions because we're living in the past. Most likely you made a bad decision in the past, like I have, and it cost you something. And one way we protect ourselves from future hurt and embarrassment is we just stay where we are because we know that's comfortable, right? So here's the formula. You don't start with courage. Courage is not coming. If you're waiting on courage to come, let me let you know a little secret. It ain't coming. It ain't coming because it don't come first. Number 1, you start with a commitment. See, I am committed to moving forward. I'm committed to a bigger future. I'm committing to making this dream a reality. I'm committing to making my future bigger than my past. I'm committed first. This is what big time people do. They commit even when they don't know if it's going to work out. Small time people never commit because they want things to be perfect before they make a decision. Okay. So you don't start with but we actually don't get courage first. We commit first. See, we don't get courage first. We commit first. After you commit to something, the commitment will require courage to work through the difficult and uncomfortable parts to get to the other. Experience. I'm going to need courage to get through this, but I'm telling you, because I committed, I'm going to do it. Psychologically, I have committed to this. Psychological demand. Because I have psychological demand, I'm going to see this through to its conclusion. After you commit, you get the courage, which is the willingness to do something anyway that makes you feel uncomfortable. After the courage comes, you actually gain a new skill, or what Sullivan would call a new capability. You can now do something you were afraid to do that you did not think you could do, and that feels good. And it builds a new confidence. It builds a new confidence in you. You now have confidence and you can repeat this cycle, but more importantly, you know you can make decisions work. So the formula is we don't start with courage, we start with commitment. That's C number one. After we have the commitment, we're going to need courage to get through the uncomfortable part, but that is part of the necessary experience. Basketball just fell off my thing. Number three, then we're going to learn a new skill and a new number one, we never lose. We only learn. So you got nothing to lose except the opportunity if you don't move forward. Okay. Sometimes tuition can be expensive to learn the game, but now we have paid the price to go to college to learn the tuition. In the loss or gain, we learn something valuable. I've lost in my life and I've won in my life, and I've always learned something valuable that helped me. I put in my suitcase and I took it with me to the new experience. This gives us new insight to work in the future. Okay. So here are the 4 C's with your clients. Number one, again, we first commit. Number two, it requires courage to get through to the other side. The courage comes once you commit. Number three, you learn a new capability. Now you have a new skill set, which breeds a new confidence. Okay. So this week, I want you to do a couple of things as part of your assignment. Number one, I want you to make a decision that you've been sitting on that is absolutely necessary for you to get to the next level. I want you to quit playing with it. I want you to quit living out of fear. I want you to quit living in the past. I want you to make a decision. And then I want you to commit to that decision. I want you to take responsibility when you don't back it up with commitment, with action and repeated action. And I want you to learn a new capability. And I want you to watch your confidence grow. See, just a few minutes ago, I made a decision. I'm doing this. I've been thinking about it. I've been drawing it up. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I got the psychological demand to move forward. I know the courage will come. I know I'm going to learn something. There is no losing. And then I'm going to walk away with a new confidence. Okay. This is a great course, man. This is the psychology of decision making and why people are not moving forward. And more importantly, why you can't move forward. Now, if you have a hard time pulling the trigger, you have a hard time making a decision, you have a hard time saying yes, you have a hard time committing, you're going to have a real hard time convincing other people to commit. See, I spend a lot of time thinking and dissecting and codifying and studying why don't people move forward? What are they afraid of? How do I use a tool? Let's call this the 4 C's, originally created by a guy named Dan Sullivan. Okay, I put my spin on this to get them to move forward. Okay, now I've got some things coming up. Living with the Monster Couples Retreat is in November. I've got Package Your Purpose, which I think every person should go through November. To start market and promote things for 2024. I'm excited because I am intentionally designing what I want to do in 2024, and you should be too. So I'm Coach Michael Burt. Tonight's course, man, it's a good one. The decision backed up by commitment. The decision backed up by commitment. That is what we're going to be talking about on the Monday call. Have a great week.